Welcome, gentlemen. Today we are comparing the Q-Fix to the Q-Fix we have at home, aka the SIG Cross. Let's get right into it. About a month ago, I made a video on the Q-Fix and asked you guys if you'd be interested in a comparison between it and the Q-Fix we have at home. A bunch of you guys commented and said you wanted the comparison, so here it is. The long-awaited comparison is here. Let's get right into it. Starting off first with the SIG Cross. This is going to be a bit of an apples to oranges comparison between these two rifles. This one is chambered in 6.5 Creedmoor and has an 18-inch barrel, whereas my Fix is chambered in 308 and has a 16-inch barrel. So not quite a direct comparison, but they're still going to be the same rifle regardless of chambering and barrel length. Break down this build real quick. On the end, we've got the Otter Creek Rabs Polonium 30. I've just been switching this can back and forth between the two rifles today, just so you guys can't say there's like a significant POI shift from one can that there isn't from the other can, whatever. Moving rearward, we have the Harris bipod. This is the one with the tilt. Then I've got just a little Picatinny M-Lock Picatinny section for a thermal. And as far as have a Vortex Venom 3-15 by 44. This optic is new on this rifle, so just testing it out. I wanted something with a little more magnification, and if you're a fan of the channel, you'll know I had a Vortex Diamondback on there, so $200 scope on this rifle. Pretty sick. And that's the build as far as we got there. As far as specs go, it is an 18-inch barrel with a 1 1/8 twist. It is threaded 5/8 by 24, and it is tapered at the muzzle, requiring a taper collar to fit a standard direct thread suppressor or muzzle device. It has a adjustable 2-stage trigger that I find very nice. The trigger does have a little bit of over travel on this guy. As far as weight goes, it comes in at 6.9 pounds. Features, it's got an ambidextrous safety. The bolt throw is 60 degrees. The stock does fold. It has an adjustable comb height and length of pull. The butt pad is rubberized and padded. It does feel nice in the shoulder. This rifle takes the AICS pattern magazines. Most of the time I just run the 5-round Magpul one that came with it. I do have a couple other ones that have a few more, or are a little bit bigger, I suppose. MSRP on this bad boy is anywhere from like 1,600 to 1,800 bones. I picked this one up for right around 1,400, which is a big factor that'll play into the next rifle we're looking at. And now we have the contender, the Q-Fix in 308. Told you already, we've got the Otter Creek Labs Polo 30 on there. Then we've got the Atlas bipod. Running a Magpul sling on it right now. I am currently hunting with this as it is bear season in Montana. For an optic, we've got a duality of man moment. This is the Sig Sauer Romeo MSR 1-6. I like this optic on here because this is a short 308, not trying to shoot incredibly far, and I'm hunting for bears in timber, so I think it is a good setup. And that's all we've got on there. As far as features go, this is a 16-inch 308. The barrel is threaded 5/8 by 24 with a tapered muzzle. I have actually a SIG collar on here because that's what my buddy had on it when I bought it from him. The rail is proprietary, may look like M-LOK, is not M-LOK. It is called Q-Cert, and any attachment you want to put on here, you have to get from Q. This rifle takes SR25, AR10 pattern magazines, so different from the Cross, kind of whatever you prefer. I do have a couple AR10s, so I've got a bunch of these kicking around, but I usually just use this small guy. This is the 10-round magazine, the one that it came with. Because it takes AR10 pattern magazines, it's got an AR style magazine release, whereas the Cross has one in the trigger guard, which is ambi technically, but it makes it's not very easily actuated. The bolt throw is a 45-degree bolt throw. It is proprietary. It hinges downward. The bolt rides on rails. It's interesting. It's kind of cool. The stock also folds, does have adjustable comb height and adjustable length of pull, as well as the butt pad moves up and down. It does that on the Cross as well. I just forgot to mention it. The butt pad on this one is far less cushioned and kind of a disappointment, considering this is a 6.2 pound 308, so it kicks pretty good. The safety is ambi. It is a Radian Talon. The grip on here is the Magpul MOEK. Small, thin grip to keep the rifle very lightweight, but not the most comfortable. The barrel also is very tapered, very thin, especially at the end. The SIG Cross barrel is tapered a little bit, but not nearly as much, and it's a smaller caliber. Pricing for these bad boys is somewhere between 3,600 to 4,000 bones. Not what I paid for it, I'll tell you that much. I don't think I would have. Not that I don't like the rifle, but that's just a huge chunk of change, especially for what you get. Now we are going to compare these two rifles based on 5 categories: fit and finish, ergonomics, shootability, accuracy, and vibes. Fit and finish. Starting off with the SIG Cross. It's a SIG gun. It has great parts fit and finish. The bolt is super smooth, actually. I really like how this bolt feels. The finish is great. The only marring on it is from me. I have been hunting with this rifle. I've been shooting it in the snow and the wind and the rain, and there's no rusting to be seen anywhere, not even on the barrel. The finish is not wearing down. The only thing really I have a problem with is this stock, when it is folded, flops around like that. I don't have this gun folded really unless it's in a bag, gun bag or backpack. So not that big of a deal. When it is folded, it is pretty solid. No issues there. This stuff feels like not fragile, but just not quite as solid as you might want it to be. But other than that, perfectly happy with the fit and finish on this rifle. Now for the fix. As far as the finish goes, it is all clear anodized. It looks good. It looks cool. I haven't had a problem with any rusting. I have also hunted with this rifle, but I've had it for significantly less time, so I haven't beat it up all that much. There is some wear on the bolt and the side of the rifle. Not really sure where that's from. As far as fit goes, the stock is incredibly solid, even when folded. It's so solid, in fact, that I had to look up a video on how to fold it because I could not get it to move. And then I just sat there and played with it and folded it a bunch to kind of break it in a little bit, make it easier. The bolt is kind of odd for how it rides on rails and everything. It's pretty wobbly. That wobble goes away when there are rounds in the magazine, but dry firing it, it's it feels loose, which, you know, if it feels good while you're actually shooting it and using it, I guess how it feels unloaded in my house matters much less. All right, getting into ergos. First off, I'm left-handed, so immediately these two right-handed rifles that aren't offered in a left-handed version are, you know, points deducted. Just kidding. I don't expect really any rifle to be left-handed unless it's like an AR type of deal to be ambi. So really not really not concerned with that. As far as ergos otherwise, I really like how this rifle feels. It feels good in the shoulder. The bolt has a big old knob on it, which I could kind of take or leave. Hunting with it, being left-handed, having it slung, this big old bolt knob digs into my side all the time. Just a perpetual problem that I have being left-handed. The grip that it comes with is a SIG proprietary grip. Not proprietary, but a SIG AR grip. It feels quite nice, not too small, fits the hand well. The safety is a 90-degree ambi AR safety, the same one that SIG puts on their spears and such, their MCXs and their ARs. So that safety, perfectly good. Ergos on this, 10 out of 10. And now we've got the fix. Also, fellas, if I mix up fix and cross a bunch in this video, deal with it. They're two one-syllable words, and you know, I'm switching back and forth a bunch, so sorry about it. Anyway, as far as ergonomics go, the grip here is a little thin and a little short. I understand they did it for weight savings reasons, but not the most comfortable. It is an AR-15 grip though, so I can change it out whenever, just haven't. The safety is also ambi AR safety. This is the Radian, so it is a 45-degree throw. Not really my biggest concern, especially with a bolt gun, but it's cool. Nice safety, nice parts. The stock is not the most comfortable. The butt pad is kind of small, not padded. It is hard rubber. Again, probably a weight savings thing, but just, this isn't the most comfortable rifle I've ever shouldered, but it's not the least, I suppose. Being left-handed, I know, left-handed, who cares about my problems, but this hinge for the stock, if I'm really sucking up into the gun, it rubs on my thumb knuckle, just right at the base of my thumb. Not the most comfortable, but also if I'm shooting from a rested position, I've probably got my thumb on this side anyway, so not a huge deal. As far as the bolt goes, it does have a smaller lever, which is nicer for digging into my side. It is the 45-degree throw, which is pretty quick. I've seen several videos of people having problems actually getting spent casings out of the chamber with this bolt. I haven't personally experienced that, but that's just the nature of having a shorter bolt throw. You have to use more force over the shorter period. So that's how levers work, guys. But yeah, ergonomically, I like it. It's not bad, but I would say the Cross is a little more comfortable to shoot. Shootability. What do I mean by shootability? Well, I'm mostly just talking about the trigger, the recoil impulse, and that's kind of it. The trigger on the Cross is really nice. I like it a lot. It is a 2-stage, which most of my bolt guns don't have. Little take up, clean break. It does have a little bit of over travel, but nice and light, crisp trigger, really happy with it. In terms of recoil, it is still a light rifle, but it's chambered in 6.5 Creedmoor. It does have this padded butt pad. Without a suppressor especially, just the bare muzzle, it does jump, especially like off the pods. I've like shot it off the hood of my truck on the bipod and it pops up, which isn't the best, but throw a can on there, a little bit more weight on the front end, and you see all your impacts through your scope. So really a very shootable rifle. It is handy. It's, again, just a very shootable rifle. And for the fix, already talked about The butt pad, it does have a shorter barrel, and and it is chambered in a larger caliber. So the recoil is pretty heavy with this, even suppressed. It's not crazy. I've never even shot this rifle with the cherry bomb muzzle brake that it comes with, because I just didn't have the attachment method on any of my suppressors, and I wasn't gonna buy it. I just took the muzzle brake off, and that was that. So only ever really shot it suppressed. Bare muzzle kicks like a mule, suppressed kicks like a younger mule, I guess. The recoil is pretty heavy. I have been able to shoot it and see my hits through the scope, like when I shot that prairie dog. Saw it through the scope perfectly fine. It has their AR trigger that they've been putting in their sugar weasels and their honey badgers and stuff. It's called literally the best trigger ever. I would say it's literally a trigger ever. It is a 2-stage as well, just like the SIG. It has a lot more take-up. It kind of like, it's got like the loose take-up, and then it's got a little bit of sponge so you actually hit that wall. The brake is pretty clean. It's, I'd say, a little bit heavier than the Cross, and there is no over travel, which, if you're concerned about that. So, not a bad trigger by any means, but definitely not the best trigger ever. Overall, still a very shootable rifle, still very handy, but out here having range days with it and stuff, shooting it quite a bit, my shoulder does tend to get sore. But don't be a bitch. Getting into the accuracy now. I will put in a video. I shot 2 groups at 100 yards with both of these guns. I know, not quite fair. This has a scope that goes up to 15 power, and that it has an LPVO that ends at 6x. So I understand, not the most comparable. Like I said earlier, I am hunting with that, so I can't be bothered to take off the scope, put a different one on, re-zero it, all that stuff. Just deal with it. Time for some grouping. We are doing the Cross first, 147 grain Hornady ELDMs, 5-round groups. And now we're working with the fix. Right now, I'm shooting PMC Bronze 308, 147 grains. I know it's not the super expensive match, but this gun, in my experience at least, hates the match. So I use Federal PowerShock for hunting with this gun because it groups great. I'll toss up a couple pictures of groups with that if this ammo does not group well. So, and yes, I know there's quite a bit of difference with the scopes, but I can't be bothered to change the scopes out with this. I'm currently hunting with this, so. Oh, we got a prairie dog right here running across. Did I fucking miss him? Smoked him. We got it on camera, dude. Right in the middle of the group, hit a prairie dog. Smoked the prairie dog with the Q fix at about 50 yards. Got him pretty good. All right, after that little bit of excitement, we are back to your regularly scheduled program. Oh, that one hurt my shoulder, dude. Let's check out those groups. All right, here we have the 2 groups. On the left, we have the SIG Cross in 6.5 Creedmoor. These are 1-inch circles, 1 inch in diameter. We have what appears to be 4 holes for 5 shots. And on the right here, we have the Q Fix, which we've got 1 flyer and then a pretty solid group. Again, I'm using bottom of the barrel ammo in terms of cost, so there's potential for better grouping with this, but that's all I'm going to do today, so deal with it. But definitely sub-MOA group there, a little bit bigger than an MOA. That shot did feel good for me. I didn't feel like I pulled it, So I'm going to put that one on the gun. The groups are pretty comparable. The Cross did perform a little bit better, was shooting more expensive ammo out of it with a higher magnification scope, has a longer barrel, shooting an inherently more accurate caliber. So really kind of an apples to oranges comparison there. But they both shot good groups, so I'm happy with the accuracy out of it. I'm also not the world's best shooter, so if those groups aren't as small as you'd expect, I haven't done, especially with the fix, I haven't done that much ammo testing or anything of the sort. Just a few different available 308 rounds at my local gun store. So if you're unhappy about that, sorry, nothing I'm gonna do about it now. But both those groups, pretty good. Now, as far as vibes go, I love the Cross. It looks like a precision bolt gun. Great hunting rifle. I have hunted with this. I have killed animals with this. I'll probably put some pictures up on the screen. Vibes are up there for sure. I really like how this rifle looks. Pretty sweet. Now, you guys knew this was coming. As far as vibes and aesthetics go, Q is unmatched with pretty much every gun that they make. The clear anodizing, the blue accents, just the lines, the angularity. I mean, 10 out of 10 vibes. This gun on aesthetics definitely wins. Very cool. That like sniper gray, 50 shades of it. You know, it all looks sweet. So definitely the advantage goes to the fix with the aesthetics, which for me are up there, like almost the most important thing. So, well, fellas, we have gone down the list comparing these two rifles. Maybe not the most in-depth comparison you were looking for, maybe too in-depth, who knows? Maybe you just didn't like what I had to say. That being said, this rifle being almost $4,000 and this one being less than half of that, this rifle absolutely worth the money. This one, it's a great rifle. I enjoy it a lot. It is a little bit lighter than the Cross. Excuse me. It's a little bit lighter than the Cross. It's cooler looking. It performs about the same, and it's got that proprietary nature to it where you really can't do anything to it or put anything on it unless you go through Q to do that. That for me, you know, I understand, like, break the mold, do something better. Q-Cert's supposed to be a stronger attachment method than M-Lock, all of that. I get why they do it. I just don't know if it's worth it for me at this point. It taking the AR-10 mags, I do think is cool. I have a bunch of them. They're cheaper than the AICS mags, but it's not like a selling point for me very much. Overall, I think if I only had to have one of these, kind of a hard question. If I was really budget focused, I'd definitely go with this. This does everything I wanted it to and more. Very happy with this rifle. This does everything I want it to do, but it like hurts a little bit more to shoot. And it definitely hurt to buy. So up to you guys. I don't think there is that much, if any, of a real tangible difference that you get for how much more money you pay for this gun. I think it's a great gun still, but I don't think it's worth quite as much as they're selling it for. Well, fellas, thank you for watching the video. I hope you enjoyed it. I know a lot of you, like 5 people subscribed to see this video, so I appreciate you subbing. I appreciate you watching. If you like the video, please like the video, comment, and subscribe. Thank you for watching my YouTube channel, and I'll see you in the next one. Mwah.